all the male characters basically just being schmucks, broken schmucks, and the women being these hotshot tough girls who kick ass and take names.
Race cars in the desert.
Yeah, they're racing cars in the desert. They're murdering people and just not giving a shit about it. And they're ahead of the curve in that respect.
I like men with big appetites, only I could never find one to match mine.
For your own safety, see Faster Pussycat Kill Kill. Superwoman, belted, buckled, and booted.
You're wasting yourself on this kid and hanging yourself for nothing. For nothing? It's got nothing to do with the money. She is the money.
Everybody's gotta go.
You name it, we've got it. Faster Pussycat Kill.
You've watched the 1965, I guess you could call it an exploitation film, Faster Pussycat Kill Kill.
The notorious / legendary Russ Meyer, who became very well known in trash movie circles for movies that were basically like boobs and violence.
What exactly makes an exploitation film?
It's basically just a brand of B movie, or I would say C movie. It's a brand of B movie where the focus is on tits and ass and salaciousness, salacious violence, salacious sexuality, that kind of that kind of thing.
Hey, Rosie, baby, I got it all warmed up for you.
Go ahead, this sponge. Soak it up.
They're sort of semi-intentionally trashy movies that are meant to really lean into the kind of salacious aspects of society and culture that usually don't get leaned into in entertainment. And they don't do so with any want or need or desire to offer social commentary or deeper thoughts about it or anything like that.
Planting stiff in his heap. He's had a bad accident.
But what do you think about this movie? Because you said you feel it sort of holds a place in film history somehow.
Yeah, it's a big time cult classic, and understandably so. When you take it in the context of its time, it's actually really interesting to consider this movie being made in 1965. All the male characters basically just being schmucks, broken schmucks, and the women being these hotshot tough girls who kick ass and take names.
Race cars in the desert.
Yeah, they're racing cars in the desert. They're murdering people and just not giving a shit about it. And they're ahead of the curve in that respect.
I like men with big appetites, only I could never find one to match mine.
Probably fair to say that Quentin Tarantino is a big fan of Faster Pussycat Kill Kill.
Clearly a huge fan. If you go back to this after having watched Tarantino's movies, it's like, oh, okay. And in fact, in looking into some of this after watching it, Tarantino was actually partway through writing a remake of this movie, which clearly obviously never got made, but kind of influencing his part in Grindhouse.
The knife.
Is the knife yours?
Oh, no. We should pull it out. It's not right to leave it in there.
If the movie had been popular and actually had been seen by audiences, which it wasn't at the time, it probably would have been pretty shocking. Because it's
I would assume that I think it had a $45,000 budget. It made $36,000, which is shocking that it almost made its money back. And I would assume that because there's, for just right off the bat, just the fact that the movie's about these three out of control women at the time who were just doing
go-go dancers nonetheless.
Yeah, go-go dancers, racing cars and murdering.
Here, Rosie, baby, pop the top before you blow your own.
Hey, don't you get enough of that at the joint? I'll give you heaps of this.
I'll say this, right? Because I haven't said what I actually personally think of the movie and whether or not I liked it. I'll say this. It has a voice.
Oh, that is so phony. It's almost believable.
The story itself, if it was done properly, is actually entertaining, and it would be interesting to see Tarantino redo it because I think there's at least an actual story there.
You take the muscle or the scratch, Farlow?
I'll never knock muscle, but it's even better when you've got bread to enjoy it. And it's in there. Enough to buy ourselves a lot of swinging miles.
This movie is trash. Now, I don't say that as in like this is trash not worth watching.
Right.
I think even aficionados and fans would agree, oh yeah, this is a trashy movie. It's really uneven. There are times when there's like beautiful shots or the camera work is actually really interesting or good, especially in the beginning and the go-go scenes in the beginning. In that opening scene, it's almost sort of montagey where you've got the guys in the go-go bar go, come on, baby, come on. And the camera's into their faces and back and forth to the go-go dancers and them. I initially thought, oh, this is going to be a pretty wild ride, actually. This is like really interesting. They're just sort of pulling out all the stops. It gets actually then really like mediocre after that, where Meyer kind of doesn't know what to do with the camera, or there are these really boring, just back and forth. It's like it's a daytime TV shit. But then there are times when there's really interesting stuff.
Much later, Billy.
The dialogue goes back and forth between being cringe-inducingly bad.
Really? You got it made. I do that for fun.
Well, then let's have fun, baby.
And really clever and funny.
You know, that's what I believe in. Seeing America first.
You won't find it down there, Columbus.
He's leaning into all these 60s like hip cat jargon. And sometimes it's hilariously bad, but sometimes it's like, wow, that is really good shit.
You're the all-American boy. A safety first Clyde.
You trying to say something?
I never try anything. I just do it. Like I don't beat clocks. Just people. Want to try me?
While I was watching this movie, my whole thought was, man, I'm really glad I'm watching this, but this is bad. Like, this is a bad movie. But I haven't been able to stop thinking about it since I watched it.
Yes, ma'am. What can I do for you today?
Just your job, squirrel. Fill it up.
I can't stop thinking about this movie. Not because I think it was like secretly brilliant or good or anything, but there's just something there that's like, yeah, I get it. Like, I understand why fans really like this, because it's just not like anything else.
When they get to the gas station after they murder the boyfriend, that whole scene is just funny and like it is very witty.
We got 2 more cars to go, 8-ball. Don't make a career out of it.
There's a scene that you mentioned earlier, the love scene. The leader takes the guy out and they're gonna, it's basically like the sex scene, even though you really don't see anything.
Yeah, they're on the farm.
Yeah, and they're talking forever as they're like making out, and it's the worst dialogue in the history of cinema.
Whatever you want. Your cup to fill.
It is so bad.
Isn't it like when I was watching, I was like, okay, so these are just, all these lines are supposed to be sexual innuendos, right? Like everything she's saying is supposed to be a metaphor.
But it's like so ham-fisted, hilariously so. But again, in a way that's kind of delightful. I'm really glad that I watched it. I do have to throw in there, maybe only just to plug my book, Films of Martin Scorsese, Gangsters, Greed, and Guilt, available now. This movie played a small part in getting Martin Scorsese's career on track. Roger Corman, also a well-known producer in the exploitation genre and subgenres. He hired Scorsese to do Boxcar Bertha. Scorsese did a real great job with it, but it was what it was, and Scorsese's friends were like, this movie was trash. You're better than this. He was real disheartened by it. He took that to heart. His next movie was 1973's Mean Streets with Robert De Niro, and career was born. The rest was history. But yeah, his movie Boxcar Bertha is sort of in the direct lineage of Faster Pussycat Kill Kill.
Did you laugh at all? Was there anything that at one point where you laughed?
Like at something that was meant to be laughed at?
No.
Oh yeah, then I laughed multiple times. Yes. Like right at the beginning when she karate chops the guy to death.
I'm glad you brought that up, because the karate chopping is absolutely amazing. That's how she takes everybody down, is with karate chops.
Yeah, just ridiculous. Which she introduced to the movie, incidentally.
Oh, really?
That was hers? Yeah, the actress was the one who introduced that. She's also the one who came up with the line at the gas station when like he's ogling her boobs, and she's like, "You're not gonna find it down there," or something to that effect. Like that, she ad-libbed that.
You know, that's what I believe in. Seen America first.
You won't find it down there, Columbus.
She apparently frightened the hell out of the girl who, like the young girl, who was 16 at the time, incidentally. I know that we have a lot of viewers who really like B movies of all types, whether it's horror, exploitation, or whatever. So a lot of them are probably both glad we did this episode, but cringing at some of our reactions. I especially want to hear from them. Not only your reactions to our reactions, but also suggestions on like the best of the genre. It's not great cinema, but it's absolutely cinema worth watching.
You know how fast we can go. Could time that heap with an hourglass.
Someone mentioned my figure?
So,
Oh boy.
all right, for you, I'm going to give you the Mad Max Fury Road of its day. We're going back to the oldest picture we've done so far. We're going to go to 1926.
Oh my God.
You're going to watch 1926's The General.
Well, I'll give it a look and I'll be back to chat about Buster Keaton's movie, The General. Thanks for hanging out at the movie club.